Ohayou gozaimasu. Take that one. So the first card we're going to take is the Two of Pentacles in the reverse. That's funny. Okay. Feeling that one. The Lovers came out with this card, but it's the Four of Wands. I didn't show you the rest of these. We have the Ace of Swords in reverse. We have the Empress in reverse. Their energies are also of the upright position. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles. And then we have the Three of Cups in reverse. I'm feeling a loneliness. King of Swords. The Tower at the bottom of the deck. We're getting like a loneliness of being in the situation that we've been in for a long time. And long time can mean many things for many people. The energy of it is a long time, but it could probably be like 2 months. It doesn't matter. Or maybe not even 2 months. Everybody's situation is different, but the energies, those are what really matters, what counts. So, King of Swords card is telling me about a situation that has been made a problematic situation. I'm feeling like someone did something and there was no reason for it to be done any other way, because it turned out to be something that was good for everyone else, supposedly, but just not for them. Take that as it makes sense for whoever it is that needs to hear it. We have the Ace of Swords in reverse. I really feel like this was a good thing. It just wasn't a situation where someone should have been doing that. It makes sense to me. But, you know, as it is for each situation, yeah, it's very valid. I'm seeing the Empress in reverse, and then we have the Two of Pentacles in reverse. There's like a situation, yeah, and then we have the Three of Cups in reverse. These are all pretty much saying the same thing. There's like a situation where everybody was supposed to be together. They just weren't. And then we have the Four of Wands right here. which is a card of happy family in general. There's just something that's happening. Okay. There's something that's happening that just shouldn't have happened for you, but it did. And it's not a good thing because it was for you, but it wasn't because it wasn't supposed to be. The Tower card really does speak about things happening that you don't really have any control over it, but you do, depending on how you decide to handle it. Let's actually pull some more cards so that there's more to this story. I'm on this roller coaster with y'all, but like I have an understanding of the situation, which is interesting because we really don't. We don't know what's happening in this, but we do. Like the words are coming out fluently, the feeling of it, the understanding of it, and you know, we just don't doubt what we're saying right now, so it's for someone. Conflict, someone doing something for you that just was not for you. We have 2 5 cards in reverse. I'm getting conflict and changing. Spirit is conflicted in changing. Another happy family card at the bottom of the deck, the 10 of Cups in reverse, and we also had the 7 of Pentacles in reverse as well. We're really getting the energy of someone that wasn't supposed to be doing something, and they were doing it, and they chose to be in a situation where that harmed them in some type of way, and because they decided to be there and do so, they were feeling as if it was never going to get better because they've had to do so many things in that path of life because they did that. Let me tell you what I'm getting, because the energy of what, like, okay, the thing that's happening is like I'm feeling it, I'm understanding it, I'm speaking it, I'm trying not to put my own thought process into it, because that is, it's never wrong, but the fact of the matter is that this channeled message is really something that is like coming from a deeper feeling, like a deeper situation. Trying to explain that is not really going to happen. It's just different, and so that is why this is so broken up. We're keeping this out of the situation, although normally it wouldn't really be an issue. It'd be a part of it as well, because everything is a synchronicity. In this case, we are seeing that somebody is really doing something that they weren't supposed to be doing, and this situation chose their path for them, and they decided to be in that situation, and that meant that other people were doing things for them as well. However, it wasn't for them, not for those people. It wasn't for for those people. That's what we're gonna say. And it could be a group of people. So my brain is definitely speaking. I'm going to say it sounds like a gang. It sounds like the cards are just giving me that energy. It doesn't have to be. It can be it could be a cult, it could be a church group, it can be a family thing in general, like anywhere it fits, because this energy is really making me feel the energy of the situation. And I am getting gang, though. That is really what came out of my mind speaking about it. We're getting that you may have joined a gang, or someone, maybe you thought about somebody. I don't know why you may be here or not, which is another thing. I'm not always, we don't always say things like that. And so you could very well be checking in on someone or something on your mind. This might be your flame. This might be your significant other. You don't know who it is. You're not sure, but it makes sense for some reason, or it definitely could be you. Or a parent. We're getting a parent as well. Someone, maybe a child. You may be worried about your kids being in this situation. Yeah. Okay, so we're getting a lot of things, but we've voiced them out on the outside. So, wherever that takes you, that's what this is for. But we're getting gang. We're going to go with that because that's what we've been told specifically, other than those things. Gangs. Someone joined a gang and they were feeling as if it was the best thing to do. We have the 10 of Pentacles, and every time I see this card, it's straight up just strategizing to me. Like, it seemed like the smartest game to play. And actually, this person underneath is the person that this person may have ended up as being. Not someone important in the group. Someone that is disposable. Nobody's really disposable, but you know what I mean. And it seems like you had to do a lot of things as well that may have put you in a situation where you feel like you're growing a tree with no leaves. Like, these are pentacles, and that's the whole point of this card specifically, but there's no life in this picture at all. Like, even the background, there's no nothing. And you know what? There is blood on the ground. I'm feeling like this has been a very I was gonna say discerning situation for you, and a very dangerous situation for you. Something that you have been in. I feel like at the same time, you may have lost someone that is close to you because you chose to be in this situation. And that is why you don't see happy family happening, because you don't know how to be forgiven for that. This could be through death. It could be through simply just loss of this person because they weren't supposed to be in that situation, and so different paths. But you didn't use your heart in the situation. You chose to make a cold-hearted decision. This isn't what this card would normally just mean straight up off the bat, but there's really no cups. Someone's writing by would do anything for the cloud. I don't know who that's by, but I feel like that plays a big part into what's been going on. I feel like it wasn't a situation where you felt like it was a good idea because you felt like you needed to be there. It was just good for you because you felt like that was something to get, to have, to be a part of, because of whatever it is that you're a part of. And I believe that this reading is for someone that has just came out of being a low vibrational person. And, you know, that's okay. We all had to be there in some way, shape, or form. So, you know, congratulations. Don't hate on yourself, but keep going forward. And then we have the Two of Pentacles in reverse. That's kind of like saying, yeah, you couldn't juggle two worlds. I think for a while you tried to keep it like a secret of some sort, but then it became who you were. It became something that you were. And not only were people afraid of you because of the situation, you were afraid of them as well. Like I said, low vibrational situation, and you felt a part of it. You walked away from your happiness and chose to be a part of a situation that really had nothing to do with you, but you chose to be there because it could give you some type of something, whatever it is. And another Five of Swords. This card is about lying and deceitfulness specifically, and that's something that you do quite often. That's something that you're choosing to be different about. It's just really hard for you right now. So keep it up. It started in little bits and pieces, but as that happens, yeah, we have the Lover's card again in the upright position. As that happens, it'll get easier and easier, but it'll get harder and harder because the lies will start getting more serious. Like if you choose not to be honest in this part, if you choose not to be honest in this piece, you're going to lose everything that you wanted to have. Everything. We have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, which is the single lady card. It doesn't always have to be the single lady card, but literally it is. I feel like one of your really big, yeah. Okay, Spirit's really giving you a heads up right now. That's what's happening. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. I like when we get more into the reading because then it starts to make a lot more sense. Especially because this isn't the life that I live, I know anything about. But, you know, at the same time, we wouldn't be who we are if we didn't know, you know. So, where did that card go? I just had it in my hand. I think this was actually the card. So, yes. This one is the Star card, which is a card about wishes. I believe that you have been getting in the act of praying. I don't feel like you pray often in general, but I feel like you've really been talking to God and saying that you don't want to be a part of someone else's situation anymore. You want your own thing. And so that being said, God is answering your prayers right now, and he's letting you know. That's what we were holding, the single lady card in reverse. If you continue to keep lying, you will not have love. Basically, my point is that you are going to be tested with your soulmate. Like, our soulmates are supposed to be mirrors of ourselves, right? Sometimes we meet them at a difficult time in our life where we don't know what's even happening. And so if you just get in the act of, and then the Ace of Cups is in the break, and the Nine of Cups in reverse. Yeah, you're basically just getting everything that you've been asking for. And like I said, praying for, but it was more of an asking and a wish. So, you know, talk to God a lot more, because I feel like this was something that you didn't know was going to work, but you were asking and your heart said it more than anything because your heart was honest about it. And you will be tested with somebody coming into your life, and you won't know who it is, or you might. I didn't know who my significant other was until it happened. And you know, right now it's a situation happening, like a whole situation of its own, right? But we were as honest with this person as we could have been, because that's just kind of who we are. But in general, we were very honest with this person. This person got to see us who we were before we got together. We became friends. It was the first time that I was actually friends with someone for the sake of being friends with someone. It was a whole different experience in general, to the point where I didn't even know I was attracted to the boy. So can you leave me alone? Get out of my face. And so I never could have known that this person was for me, especially if I had started out being a liar to them. They would have seen that, and that really would have put a bad taste in their mouth, and they wouldn't have wanted anything to do with me, right? And so that is really what these cards are saying. This person is going to come into your life. They may have already entered your life. And by that, I mean like right as you see this video. I don't believe that it'll be someone that you meet too far in advance, because this is God giving you like a PSA type of thing, like helping you out. So a lot of people like to hear our advice, and you know, some will ask, actually most people will ask for it, but then there's people that know that we're correct, and so when we choose to speak about these things, they understand, but you will go the way that you will go, right? We are all destined to find our soulmates in this lifetime. You are destined to make it to heaven. You already made it there, even despite the things that you have done, and that is including people that immediately think you don't know what I've done. You are forgiven. You just have to actually want to be forgiven. And yes, the Lord has the power to forgive you. So please do know that you are forgiven. Do not hold it in your heart. Just know that in order to be forgiven and stay forgiven, you will need to know that you don't want to be like that anymore. And it's not about the fact of being like, oh, I don't want to be like that anymore. It's about changing your heart. Ask God for help. Things are not always easy for everybody, and that's coming from someone that understands that. I really do understand that. And it's not like I'm telling you like go to church. If you feel drawn to go to church, please do. Don't let other situations hinder you from going to church if you feel drawn to. The power of the Lord is very great in a church, especially if it's the right church, if you feel drawn to that church. I personally do not go to church. That really has nothing to do with who we are as a person, but at the same time, we're working directly with the man upstairs, so it's not really like, yeah. So if you feel drawn to go to church, please do. But the more important thing is you need to start talking to God, not Jesus. That's us. Talk to God. Jesus is telling you to talk to God. Make sure that you talk to him. He is the one that is going to tell you what you need to hear. He's going to be the one that's going to guide you in whatever direction you need to go in. And, you know, we know a lot of people we've met on our journey that specifically are like, yeah, God is good. I put him on my left fist and my right fist and stuff. I'm not saying you to not be violent or anything, but don't let your first instinct to be blow up and fight. I feel like you are kind of a hothead, regardless of whatever status you have. That's really not important, but I feel like you are a hothead, and don't let that be the first thing that you do. And it doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. I think you should also watch more anime. If you don't know what that is, it's spelled ANIME, to get some more inspiration and colorfulness back into your life. I feel like your life is too bloody. I feel like there's a lot of violence and blood in there. And, you know, a lot of people like to say like anime is a cartoon and whatnot, but really it brings so much joy back into your life that you're like, dang, where has this been all my life? And, you know, if you're not that good of a reader, there are English dubs. You can get into that, and it'll help you read a lot more too if you just want to start slow. Either way, you need more inspiration, more color, more love in your life, and not just like, oh, I got my homies and stuff like this. Self-love and literally like creativity love. That's a signal, and we're gonna let that pass. Oh, we got the flashing lights this time too, like the color of blood. I'm getting a lot of shed blood in your past, and that's okay. It's been done. It's already happened. And there were times where you felt very justified about it as well. So there's, it's not like you're a bad person. I just feel like at the same time, you don't think that. You may feel like you're a monster at this point, and that there's no turning back. That's why a lot of these cards are flipped upside down. It's like, you don't know, how can you go backwards? You don't go backwards, you go forward. And things will trigger you and make you feel like you want to revert back to whatever it is that you've been doing or not been doing. But you have to stay strong, and you have to ask God for help. God doesn't leave you, you leave them. I say them because I feel like you have a lot of angels that are watching over you. Yes, passed on loved ones, but there are specific angels that are actually holding on to you right now to keep you out of things that are too much out of your control. Yeah. You may have understood this by times where you've been in situations where you felt like you were gonna die, and then you just didn't, and you don't even really know what happened. It kind of just Thanos from your mind, but you looked at that as an excuse to continue to go in those types of situations. Make this be a message to not do so. And God isn't boring, and neither is Christianity, and Christianity is not something that you need to be. There are some people that I know that were in gangs, and they're like, I used to preach in the church, and I'm like, in my mind I'm thinking, what happened? But at the same time, I get it. I'm not gonna sit there and be something I don't want to be either. But you can serve God in every single thing that you do. Just make sure it is of the light. That's it. You just, and I'm not saying like, there's so many things that I know that we've had to address right now, and Spirit is just throwing them out there. There are so many different sides to spirituality, and it's not about being religious. So if you want to read the Bible, please go ahead and read the Bible. If you feel drawn to reading something else, and you know it is of the light, you feel good and happy and prosperous about it, go towards that. Bring happiness into your world. Do more things that simply make you happy. And I do not just mean making money, even though making money tells, like, a lot of people will be like, making money makes me happy and stuff like that. But I feel like your life is specifically the way it is because you tried to make too much money, and not in the ways, and not in the right ways. So do things that make you happy. Start with anime. That's really a strong scent. Like, anime is going to be a big part of our message in general, because that's who we are, and I feel like that's something that really needs to be put out into the world. But specifically in this message, you need to watch a lot more anime, get into that, understand it, because it teaches you a lot about how friendships are supposed to be had, even not had, love in general, even if there are harems and stuff like that. I don't mean go and get like 5 wives, because we're all in it's monogamy time. It's season of monogamy. So some people don't know that yet, but they'll know soon. It's the season of monogamy. Take your relationships a lot more seriously, because you're not taking yourself seriously enough. And yes, in anime they have a lot of harems and stuff like that, but don't pay attention to that fact. Pay attention to the connections between each character, and you know very well how to spot out someone's insecurities. I was gonna say a woman's insecurities. I am getting a masculine energy off of this, but it doesn't matter feminine or masculine energy. I am getting a masculine energy from you. So if you feel like you're pretty good at picking up on women's insecurities, and use that to find the people that you're supposed to be with. And I do mean people, not just your significant other. Replace your friends that are not in high vibrational energy. Replace I wasn't say replace your parents, your family, and your pets and stuff, but if they're not for you, they will not grow with you, and that's not going to help you out. But that's not for me to continue to tell people. I just lead by example, so it's all right. But that being said, please do your best. And if you have any questions, ask God. If you do truly feel like you need a reading, go ahead and look me up. It's in the description box. I have Instagram. It's the same thing, whatnot. But other than that, I really just want you to really heed this warning. If this resonated for you specifically in any way, shape, or form, make sure that you pay attention to it, because you are going to walk into a trap you may not know, and you will not know how to deal with it because you didn't choose to pay attention, and that's not on us. So praise the Lord, I'm just the sign. Yeah, Johnny, good luck.